Yo, what's up? Let's get a quick sound check in here. Sound check, because this is going through voice mod. It's a little loose, okay. It's a little crooked, okay, that's better. Voice mod test. This is the clean mic in voice mod, and then this is
the Karen voice and voice mod. Yeah, that I typically use if Marty drops in is or making some of his whining comments. So I'll use the Karen voice.
but here we're back to clean. So just let me know if that sounds okay. I'd appreciate it. Let's move this over here so I'm not cranking my neck back and forth constantly. And there we go. Okay, much better. Tonight, happy Thursday evening. It's Thursday, June 11th, 2026. School night. I do have to work tomorrow, so we can't go crazy, but I think I can have a Cayman Jack or two without major issue. I had my blood draw for my physical last week, so I'm in the clear. I don't have to watch my P's and Q's as far as what I'm taking into my body so much right now. This is I bought a pack of Cayman Jack. There's some flavored versions other than just straight margarita. This one is called Agave Mule. Yeah, Agave Mule. Let's see, a couple other changes. Last live stream, Dale specifically, but I've heard this complaint from other people as well. He didn't love the fact that when I was posting the live stream, it was in both horizontal and vertical format. There would literally be two different YouTube streams going on at the same time, one for vertical format, which would be pushed to people with phones or people on the shorts feed, and one with a horizontal format. In theory, it sounded good. I had been doing that for a little while. Wait, can you guys hear me? Let me see. I still haven't seen the confirmation. Can you hear me? Oh, audio. Okay, Spartacus did. Thank you. Audio sounds good. Thank you, buddy. Anyways, like I said, in theory, it sounds good because you're opening up the stream to potentially more viewers. And I did, like the last live stream I did, I got I don't know, almost 1,000 views on the vertical format, but I think they're not quality views. I think they're people that just hop in for 5 seconds and hop right back out. So those kind of views don't really do anything for channel growth. They don't really do anything significant. And it is easier to see stuff that I present on the screen on the horizontal format like this. And all the text that you will see, not the text, from the live stream, the comment section, they should all be in here. Now, I am still streaming to the EUC Army channel, so potentially if someone would comment on EUC Army, it would be in its own standalone, although all of the chats are aggregated on the screen here in the bottom right-hand corner from all sources. It's also going to Twitch as well. But on Twitch and EUC Army, there's very, very few people that watch the stream live, so I don't think it's going to be a big issue. They're almost all exclusively here on the main channel. So made that change. I think it'll be fine. And I think I prefer it. I also noticed when I was setting up the stream, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, what the heck? My video looks like shit. And I look at the audio, or I'm sorry, the video settings on the stream, and it was set to 480p. And I'm wondering if it was at 480p for the last stream, because like one of the new features of StreamYard, and I'm sure you've seen it on my channel, is after a live stream, it'll go in and it'll cut out the certain clips to make like shorts that you can, it uses AI to do this, to kind of pick out little bits from the broadcast and allows me to post them to YouTube as shorts. It does a good job with that. But I noticed again that the resolution looked terrible, and like these shorts were like these extreme close-ups of my face at a at a low resolution, and it certainly wasn't flattering. Let's put it that way. So maybe that process will come out a little bit cleaner as well, sticking to the horizontal format. The stream is in 1080p, so yeah. Oh, I'm also using a new feature in Stream. Well, I don't know how new it is. First time I've noticed it, so it's new to me. In the top left-hand corner, you'll see a QR code. And that QR code actually goes to my affiliate link for InMotion. So if you're looking for an InMotion wheel, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way, that link in the QR code will get you there. And anything that you would purchase would be attributed to me. There also is a discount code that I have, EUC Army, that gives you $50 off, but that's only on a wheel that doesn't already have a promotion on it. Right now, InMotion has a number of promotions running, which I'll talk about. So that discount code does not work when they are already giving a discount to on a product. Okay, let's go back here and just review the comments quickly. The Lorax tribe. Yeah, the reason I'm having this live stream is because I received a wheel today. And it's always fun to receive wheels and to live stream about them when you first get them. At least to me it is. Maybe it's not for you, but to me it is. So that's the reason that I'm having the stream. I just had my last stream on the 31st. So it's only been about 2 weeks since last stream, which is a pretty short turnaround for my normal broadcast schedule nowadays. Spartacus is here, like I said. Is this the official fiber nacho? I only know of one fiber nacho. If it is, welcome fiber nacho. Again, if this is the fiber nacho, he just got back from a whirlwind worldwide, well, not worldwide, but an overseas trip. I'm surprised that he's able to even type on his phone or on his computer right now. PJ Wares is here. Guten Abend, Herr Duff. Hey, what's up, PJ? Once again, this stream did not have a lot of notice. Let's see, I posted it. When did I post it to Facebook? Let's see. I have no idea if anyone else is streaming right now. It's possible someone else could be streaming right now. I don't know. I posted this to do. Hold on. Recalculating. About an hour ago. So not a lot of notice, but I didn't actually expect the wheel to show up today. It's weird when you get InMotion wheels. Oh, that gives it away. It is an InMotion wheel. You know that much. But if you look at the box, it's not that hard to figure that out. But when you get something in the States from them, it shows that it's shipping from like hardwood flooring or something like that. I'm not quite sure how that works. Let me look at my email real quick. It's kind of weird. Okay, come on, email. There we go. Let's look at my Fed. I know this is thrilling to watch and listen to. Let me look at my FedEx emails. Yeah. When I, and this has been the case with other InMotion wheels, your shipment from North America Hardwood. That's who it shows is coming from. I'm not quite sure why that is. And I got lucky because it was signature required. I was not home. I did not sign for it. But via the wonders of my Ring doorbell, I was able to talk to the delivery guy, and he got information that he needed that allowed him to leave the box at my door without me having to sign for it. So I was grateful about that. Okay, let's close that. So, okay, people are straggling in. That's kind of the way it's going to normally be. I don't want to jump right into a wheel things because, we don't want to do that. What else has been going on in the community since I've last live streamed? The X-Max, there was another, was it? Yeah. Was that in the last 2 weeks? I thought there's another cutout video of the X-Max, or that might have been actually prior to the last live stream. But there was that cool video of the, I think was it a race or a blitz? in New York City going down those stairs with sparks flying out the side of it. Now, I think someone posted that wheel had some modifications done to it and it was crashed, I believe. So I don't know if that's the explanation of why it was shooting sparks out the side as it was going down the steps. Definitely wouldn't have given me a warm and fuzzy feeling. So yeah, that was going on. Let's see what else. Let me. I didn't take the time to make notes, unfortunately, because this was kind of last minute. I knew I was going to be getting this wheel. I had no idea when, and even though I got those FedEx messages, I didn't really pay attention to them. Okay. I'm just reviewing a couple things here real quickly. Marty, oh yeah, I saw Marty got a King Song F18. At first I thought, oh, those son of a guns at King Song. They told me that, we would just want extreme riding on the F18, and Marty does ride off road. So I mean, he rides off road more than I do. I don't know how much off road he does anymore. He does less for sure than he used to. I think he's more into just going really, really far. But anyways, he got an F18, but it wasn't sent to him by King Song. I guess it's being lent to him by somebody. Someone has one and is giving to him for a period of time to utilize. I haven't seen any of his videos on it. A commentary I saw seemed like he had some positive feelings about it. And that's been echoed from a bunch of people. F18 seems like a good wheel. I see a decent amount of people posting stuff on social media. Just got my F18, so good. King Song might have a wheel that actually could be a sales winner, which I don't believe that they've had one since the S22, as far as I can tell. So we shall see. And I think they might have addressed the issue with the motor bolts coming loose. And I think that only happened in situations where extreme off-road riding was being done, like Matt Burt, also Will Alteri, I believe, also had that issue as well. Oh man, the chats are quiet, man. Wow, it's quiet. I don't see anybody from Australia on today. I don't know, maybe Thursday night's a bad night. Is it a holiday of some sort? Was everybody up late watching the NBA game last night? I'm not a big NBA fan anymore, but I did see the last quarter basically, where the Knicks came back and had a miraculous win. They had been down by as much as 29 points to the Spurs in that game, and they came back and they won, I think, 107 to 106. It was freaking crazy comeback. And it's weird. It's not weird. It's crazy how that's turned around because, they lost the game before after winning, 14 games straight or something like that. They lost the game before that their good luck charm Donald Trump was at. And then it looked like the momentum, the negative momentum was increasing because they were getting smashed in that game early, but they came back. So the next game is in San Antonio, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep that momentum up. I mean, I don't follow NBA anymore. My team, when I was interested in the NBA, was the 76ers, of course. But I think I would be pulling for the Knicks because they haven't won since 1973. They've had a lot of good teams, but they have not had an NBA championship since 1973, which surprised me. I did not realize that it's been that long. That's a very long time. All right. PJ says, I hope you're doing better than me. Work cut my hours down to 32 per week in an attempt to try and get me to quit. Might have to sell the wheel if I don't find something else soon. Oh, really, dude? You may have told me before, PJ, but what do you do? And I know a lot of places, when they cut you to 32 hours per week, that means no more benefits either, right? They cut your benefits as well because you have to work more than 32 hours to get benefits. I think that's the way it is at where I work in my office. So if that's the case, that's really shitty, dude. That is really shitty. I mean, but I mean, you just hear people all over the place struggling. Yeah, they are struggling to get by. You know, it's so funny that and some people simplify if things are good or not by the number, the stock market number, nothing else. Like nothing. Like if the stock market number is high, you must be doing great, right? Everything's fine if the stock market's high. Come on, that is such simpleton thinking is unbelievable. But there's a lot of people that will base things simply on that. PJ says 32 hours is the limit for full time here in Michigan. Classic age discrimination. Wow, dude. How long you been at this job? You do hear about that shit going on. That's one of the reasons that I feel very fortunate to have the job I do in local government, where job security is about as uh, ironclad as you can imagine. You know, as long as you don't do something stupid. Okay, so so you work in IT. So you're a programmer? Hmm. You know, I mean, being a programmer nowadays is pretty tough, dude, right? With AI. It's like it's so easy to have AI write code. It's crazy. I've seen examples of it. It's insane how easy it is. If your primary skill set is programming, like people that are going to school to be programmers, that is not a great career choice in my opinion right now. It really is not, because they are just trying to let AI do the majority of that kind of stuff, and it does it well and it does it fast. You know, I do utilize AI more and more with my job. Not for programming. I don't have a need to have it do programming for me. But like today, I had an issue at work, um, and it was something unique that I hadn't run into before. And I punched it into Google, which runs everything through AI nowadays as well. You get the standard Google search results and the AI results. And the AI result, it led me to a solution quickly. It allowed me to customize the answer they gave for my specific situation, and I was able to correct something that probably would take me a long, long time to figure out on my own. Long time doing conventional web searches and stuff. So yeah, it's coming for us all. That's why I feel fortunate that I'm in the the downhill portion of my career. You know, I have 4 years and change to go until I can retire, and I can't wait. Holy shit, PJ, you've been there for 40 years and they're doing this to you? Oh man, dude, I'm sorry. That is terrible. I mean, you could probably talk to a employment lawyer about it, but the catch 22 is it costs money and probably a lot to try to fight something like that. But that's shitty. So is it like a corporate job, or like a smaller business? What kind of environment is it? EUC with Lucifer. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. I seen you in the comments section and in live streams, I believe, now and then. Let's see what else. What did I? Oh, last was it last night? No, and I'm just talking about other things because I want to give a little bit of time until I wasn't supposed to start until late, anyways. Give some time until I reveal my wheel, just so I don't do it right at the beginning. I'm not going to stream that long tonight because it's the Thursday night. But anyways, the other night I finally went to go see the new Mandalorian movie, and it was kind of as I've seen in the reviews. It was kind of like a supersized episode, you know, with more special effects and stuff, and you know, like a high budget um, episode, more or less. It was kind of you could tell that they wanted it to be a standalone story, that you didn't really need to have watch any of the Mandalorian series. They had 3 seasons of Mandalorian on Disney Plus. So it's kind of a standalone story, and it was fun. It was entertaining. You know, I didn't dislike the movie, but I did understand why some people were kind of let down by it, especially people that are really big Star Wars fans, because this is the first Star Wars movie in 7 years, with a theatrical release, and it's just kind of underwhelming. Not bad, but kind of underwhelming, I would say. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away by it. And I'm like, oh my god, this is like awesome. I would have much preferred. I heard that they were kind of considering doing a fourth season of Mandalorian or doing a feature film, and they decided to go the feature film route, where they condense this story into a film as opposed to stretching it out over an entire season. And I kind of wish that they would have just gave us a season 4 instead. I saw it in IMAX. I haven't seen a lot of IMAX movies. I mean, IMAX is fine, but it doesn't. Again, that doesn't blow me away either. I think when I did my very complex and scientific rating of the movie, I think I gave it a B or something like that, which means it's fine. It's not bad. It's fine. I also had recently seen the movie that everyone's been talking about, Backrooms, right? This was something I hadn't planned to see, and I wound up seeing it. I didn't really understand what all the hubbub was about it. And while I was watching it, I was it's kind of like a mind f movie. They call it a psychological horror movie. It's rated R. It's not really it's not really like overly gory. There are some gory-ish parts, not tons of jump scares, but just it just kind of messes with your head. It's very weird. And it's one of the few movies that I watched, like, I actually kind of, as I thought about it more after I saw it, I kind of realized that I actually liked the movie more than I thought I did when I was in the middle of watching it. Because in the middle of watching it, there's just like a lot of like, what is this? Why is this happening? This is so confusing. It's very weird. Um, but once I got out of the movie, I actually did some research and saw the backstory about the 20-year-old kid produced and directed this movie, and he evidently did a series on YouTube, which was a lower budget version of Backrooms. And I don't know, I just thought it was very interesting, and I've actually recommended to a bunch of people that they should go see it, not necessarily because they're going to love it, but it's because it's a unique movie that isn't like anything I've ever seen before. That's the draw for me, and the fact that it's being done by 20-year-old adds to it. And they have, I don't forget the guy's name, the black guy that's the main character. Um, shit, I'm trying. I forgot the character's name too, which I shouldn't. But anyways, he's a really good actor. You've seen him in a bunch of things, so good movie. I would recommend seeing it more so now than when I was in the middle of watching it. Man, I can't get you guys talking. What the heck, man? I can't get you talking. PJ, Manuel, yeah, critical. Yeah, I like Critical Drinker. I watch his. I'm a subscriber. Yeah, well, yeah, he was one of the reviews I watched before I went to see the movie. So, like I said, I didn't. I went in there with expectations that it was going to be this way, and it was. It was. But like he kind of, yeah, he did kind of trash it. I wouldn't trash it. I just would say that it was kind of movie that you enjoy in the moment and then you don't ever think about it again. You know, unlike Backrooms and critical drinker. Love, is it critical drinker or dinker? I think it's critical drinker. He loved Backrooms. He liked Obsession, which I haven't seen. My girlfriend's not real big into seeing that, which supposedly, again, it's a low budget movie that has someone directing it that has a YouTube background, and that's done very very well as well. So, and the other movie I've seen, there's a lot of good movies that well, I don't know if they're all good, but there's a lot of movies coming out that I want to see. Last weekend I saw He-Man, and you may laugh, but as a child of the 80s, and He-Man cartoons were very big back then in the 80s. I was a big He-Man fan. And yeah, the idea of a live action He-Man appealed to me, and it was done by Amazon MGM Studios, so they spent a lot of money on this movie. Evidently, the box office has not been so great, but they're speculating that this is the kind of movie that once they release it to streaming, which will probably do sooner rather than later, it's actually gonna ramp up in popularity. It's a fun movie. It's entertaining. I mean, if you like He-Man, you'll definitely like it. But even if you don't know anything about He-Man, my girlfriend didn't even know anything about He-Man, who He-Man was. She liked it. So I thought that was a good movie. I liked it. I liked it so much that I went and I found the 3D model to create the Sword of Power. This is probably close to full size of what they moved in the what they used in the movie. Sword of Power. You have to print it in a bunch of parts and then glue it together, but it turned out pretty darn good, I think. All right, it's heavy. It's heavy. I wouldn't want to get smacked in the head with this thing. It won't cut you, but it might leave a mark. Might leave a bruise. And then this weekend, what is that movie that's coming out? The Alien movie. Larry just talked to me about this, or he mentioned this today. It's how do I not remember this? Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg movie. I always like alien movies. I like end of world movies. And Larry said that he heard that that's supposed to be a really, really good movie. So I want to check that out, and that comes out this weekend. So I don't know, maybe this weekend. We'll see. And then what else is coming out? There's a new Toy Story coming out. There's a Minions movie coming out. There's like 3 or 4 different movies that I'm interested in seeing that are coming out within the next couple months. What's the other one? Shit. Supergirl's coming out. I'm not crazy anxious for that because I didn't like the last Superman at all, really. But I'll go see Supergirl. My girlfriend wants to see it, and I'll see it. Hopefully, it's better than the last Superman. So yeah. So nobody's home, man. Nobody's home. Wait, is this thing on? Is this thing on? You know what it is? You know what it might be? It might be people watching World Cup soccer. I didn't think about that because the World Cup started today, and I think the USA match might be going on now or soon. That could be why there's not much life going on right now. Well, that's okay. People can always watch it back on replay, I guess. I'm not a soccer fan, never been a soccer fan, never played soccer in an organized way. Find soccer incredibly boring to watch, incredibly boring. But I'm clearly in the minority because if you compare me to the majority of the world, some people just freaking love soccer, man. They go crazy for soccer. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. But hey, there's a lot of excitement about the World Cup this year. PJ says, have you seen Pressure? I've heard of Pressure. I have not seen it. Just see if I recognize it. Oh, that's out now? Oh, it's out now. Oh, with Brendan Fraser? Oh, I see. I saw the previews for that. Yeah, it looked interesting. It's the kind of movie that I probably don't need to see in a theater. But yeah, no, that looked interesting. It has an 86% Rotten Tomatoes score. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, let me take a couple sips of Cayman Jack here to collect my thoughts. All right. Oh, PJ, yeah. I might be out of a job, so I can chat all night. Well, so you got to be careful, PJ, because they want you to quit so they don't have to pay you unemployment or a severance package, right? That's what they want. So just don't play into their hands. You know, make sure that you think about your options before you just say, you know, F you, I quit. Especially after 40 years, dude. Ay, ay, ay. That is horrible. But unfortunately, not that uncommon. Not that uncommon at all. Okay. Oh, I said one thing I have seen. I've seen some nice videos of people again just doing silly things on unicycles. Open highways. Zipping along with traffic, thinking that there's no repercussions for that. I saw a video of a guy on a P6. I think this was yesterday. He was, and it looked like it was captured by like a gas station camera or something. He was coming this way, and then there was a vehicle with a trailer pulling that turned left in front of him. And there was a few seconds, it seemed, that the car had already started turning left, that the guy might have been able to avoid it or at least swing out. But I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or if he was going faster than you could tell on the camera. He smacked that thing. He hit the trailer. He hit it hard, man, and evidently he has a bunch of injuries. Yeah, that did not look good. Oh, and the other one, wow, if I can find this guy. This was earlier in the week. If you're in here, you probably have seen it. The guy that he went down and his face looks like he got beat in the face with a baseball bat. He had on a helmet, but it was an open face helmet. Shit. I wish I knew his name so I could search on it. If I keep scrolling, I might find it. Oh wait, maybe if I look at the photos. Let's look at the photos. Photos. Ah, there it is. Oh my goodness. I don't want to show this on stream because Brian Crowell. Yeah, he both his eyes are black and blue. He has all kinds of injuries, and he said, basically, and that's what he's saying now. Maybe he'll change his mind, but I mean, he said, "Peace out," because I guess he's had a number of other issues, injuries from UC crash. There's a post. All right. Okay. Again, I don't want to show the imagery because YouTube could be weird about that. But he says, I've been riding EUCs for 8 years and I'm hanging it up. 8 years is a long time. He's buying an e-bike. He just had his final wreck. He woke up in a hospital and has no memory of the crash. Previously, he's broken all of his front ribs, right clavicle, left thumb was dislocated, and both knees broken in different crashes. I wear HD gear. What's HD gear? I'm not sure what HD gear is. Full face helmet, although it was a DHMB Bell helmet, open front, wearing sunglasses. So it was not full face, no chin bars. That doesn't sound great. The guy just turned 55. He said, I thought I'd be riding for many more years. He was cruising 30 to 35 miles an hour, and the wheel failed as the wheel pulled apart at the screws holding the tire on. Motor bolts. So he's saying the motor bolts came off? Oh, that's right. I think this was Master Pro, if I'm not mistaken. It took quite a bit of research and help from the police on scene. I have a small brain bleed, although I should be fine. Yeah, sure. Great. They thought I collapsed a lung and broke my jaw. Thankfully, no. My family's hugely upset. Don't want to miss my kids having kids. I was riding. Oh, it was a V1 Master. He had it for 3 years and had put 8,000 miles on it. Now, any of you that know much about the V1 Masters, the V1 Masters were weird because they had a serial battery connection. Usually, you have multiple battery packs, and each one of those battery packs adds up to the total voltage. So let's just say for a 100-volt wheel, the math isn't quite right, but say for a 100-volt wheel, you had 4 packs. Each pack was 25 volts wired in series. That got you to 100 volts. And it's the only wheel that's ever been done that way, as far as I can remember. And they abandoned it after the V1 because that configuration causes a lot of current to go through the pack. And there was multiple situations where the packs failed, like the solder joints between the batteries failed because of the high heat, which could cause a catastrophic failure like this. Now, I don't think that he confirmed that that's what was going on. And after 8,000 miles, you would think that you're good to go, right? But no. So yeah, it was just another example of having to reevaluate your risk tolerance. You know, how much risk can you afford in your life? Merlin Fish chimed in. He had a V1 Master, dropped him as well. He broken ribs, stitches. It's interesting, like you don't really know just how many people are getting hurt on electric unicycles, because a lot of times, like when I had my crash October of 24, I was amazed how many Me Too's I got in my comments on that video about the crash, where people had, really serious injuries from EUC crashes, and you just don't realize how prevalent it is. I'm looking at the comments here. So, anyways, yeah, that's some scary shit. I mean, oh my God, his early pictures, they look terrible, man. So bad. Oof. I don't even like looking at it. All right. Have we had anyone else pop in here? Let's see what we got. Oh, we have 11. We're up from 9 to 11. Great. That's awesome. Sensei is here. Sensei Vegan. What's up, buddy? You took 3 weeks off from work trying to dodge World Cup traffic? Really? Are you serious? It's that bad? Wow. Yeah, like I said, I'm not making fun of soccer. I just don't understand the appeal. That's all. It just doesn't seem exciting to me. It doesn't seem compelling to me. But that's just my upbringing, I guess. Like I said, I wasn't a soccer participant. My girlfriend's into soccer. She was watching some games today, but me, not so much. I mean, I'd watch it. I'd watch it. I just wouldn't. I would probably have an alcoholic beverage or two to help the time pass. PJ, they just cracked down on e-bikes in Dearborn, Michigan, right outside of Detroit. What? Something new? Something more than what I've already described? Where they have your class 1, 2, and 3 bikes, and class 3 bikes, which can go up to 28 miles an hour, can't be ridden by someone under 16. Class 3 bike, a class 3 bike can be ridden in bike lanes and on paths. I think I don't want to pull out that chart again, but yeah, it's ramping up. You see it everywhere. You see it. I see local news spots about people on e-bikes doing idiotic things. Speaking of idiotic things, I saw the most recent Saronster video, and it's weird. Like I think Saronster's a good kid, but I think what he does on his channel overall has a very negative impact on how the rest of the world views PEVs and electric bikes and e-motos specifically. In the video he posted last week, I'll try to see if I can recap this accurately. A few weeks ago, he had a bike stolen from his, I don't know if it was from his personal property or somewhere where he was parked. I don't know. Someone stole a bike. He lives out in California, in Southern California, probably in the same areas that Marty rides. And there's actually a video of him riding with Nighthawk, actually, a little bit. So he's somewhere around there. So anyways, he had a bike stolen, personally, and he had the idea that he was going to do a video where he was going to put out a bait bike. So he had a new e-moto that he had, and he put it in like a park. And he was filming and just waiting for someone to steal with the key in it, to steal the e-moto. Took a while, but someone eventually did. Some young guy rolled up. He was actually in a wheelchair, I think. But it turns out that I don't think he needed a wheelchair, but he was in a wheelchair. He wheels up, hops on the bike, takes off. And Sarancer's idea was that he would just, follow him and then confront him and ask for the bike back and tell him that it's his bike. Well, this led to a long, high-speed ride where the guy that was riding the bike evidently had a lot of motorcycle riding experience, and he was hauling ass. He was blowing through red lights, cars just missing him, cars just missing Sarance. They're going the wrong way down the road, almost hitting people on regular bikes, pedestrians. It was almost like the alley cat race. So, I mean, this went on for a long time. And then eventually, Sarancer catches up to him, and the guy's kind of chill, and says, "Oh yeah, hey man, that's my bike. It's my bike." And the guy kind of indicated like he was just taking it for a joyride. He wasn't going to keep it or something. And Sarancer like wasn't mad at him for stealing the bike. He wasn't mad at him for driving like a maniac and putting a lot of other people in danger. Instead, what's he do? He lets him keep the bike. He gives it to him. So I just thought it was screwed up on multiple levels. Making a video that the main focus is just driving like a maniac trying to catch this guy, and then rewarding his bad behavior, him stealing the bike, rewarding the bad behavior by giving him the bike. I guess the guy gave Sarancer kind of a sob story that he moved to California, I don't know, recently, several months ago, and evidently he's having a rough time. So Sarancer thought, we'll just give him the bike. So I don't know if anyone else saw that. I know there's Sarancer has a lot of viewers. If you saw that, I'm curious what your feeling was about that, but I thought it wasn't good overall. Oh, since they saw that, the pictures of the guy that smashed his face. Spartacus, another Begode. Yeah, another Begode, but a Begode with 8,000 miles on it. Oof. Kind of surprised him. Kind of surprised that it took that long for it to drop him. Well, maybe it didn't, because like I said, he listed a whole bunch of other injuries that he's had. So maybe he's been dropped quite a bit by that master. I don't know. PJ says e-bikes are now banned from all city-owned property in Dearborn Heights following unanimous city council vote. E-bikes, bikes with pedals on them, they're banned. So what, they're not allowed to be in the city at all? Is that what that means? Really? Well, that's probably the most heavy-handed ruling I've heard so far. Wow. That's so you basically can't go into city limits. That's tough because I mean there's a lot of, I know here that's the case, and I'm sure it's all over the place that people use these things as their primary mode of transportation. As I stated earlier, times are tough for a lot of people. Even though if you watch TV, you would think that things are great for some people, but for the majority of people, they are struggling, and an e-bike is cheap transportation. That being said, even though it's cheap transportation that needs to be ridden in a responsible way. And unfortunately, when you have people like Sarancer or other people that are in his videos riding like they are, it sets a bad precedent for everybody. Continuing the story that the PJ had, as leaders cite a growing number of injuries and collisions involving children. Well, yeah. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I'm trying to think, like, if I was 12 years old and I had an e-moto, oh my God. I had a 10-speed bike and I got into enough trouble with that thing. I can't imagine being that age and having something like that available to me. And I can tell you at that age, your brain does not function the way it does when you're an adult, and you are more apt to do really irresponsible things. So yeah, something has to happen, but that seems a little heavy-handed to me. Building off the discussion from the last live stream, to me, it's not about the PEV, whether it's a one wheel, it's an EUC, an e-bike, even an e-moto. It's about um, enforcing rules with how they are to be operated. You know, it shouldn't be that, okay, well, there's a mechanical cutoff that the bike cannot go any faster than such a number. It's if someone is doing something, if they are riding in an irresponsible way, they need to be stopped and warned and or ticketed. You know, because unfortunately, that is the way that a lot of people. That's the only way that a lot of people learn is if they have to pay the consequences. In my experience, at least. Spartacus. Spartacus sending out a message to the 10 concurrent live stream viewers that I have right now. If you already hit the thumbs up button, thank you. If you haven't, then smash the like button. I do have a pinned message that kind of says the same thing, but I do appreciate you reminding people to do that, Spartacus. Spartacus, or I'm sorry, Evo Fusion TM. I don't think I've seen you on a live stream before. So Ronster's audience is 13-year-old boys. So, well, yeah, well, that's something that he's mentioned previously. Is he does these write outs, and I guess in recent times, the last year or two, he's seen the write outs used to be older individuals, not old like me, but young adults, I would say. But now you go to these things and it's like a freaking playground. It's like a kiddie fest. You see these 12 and 13-year-olds, popping wheelies, hopping up and down on their e-motos like it's a freaking pommel horse. And yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know how you put that genie back in the bottle. I mean, how do you do that? Really? I don't know. Yeah, and Saranster has his own company. Like he sells e-motos and electric bikes, higher power electric bikes. Like I said, I generally like him, but I don't like what his channel is putting out there for people that don't have any understanding of PEVs to digest. Like if someone doesn't know anything about PEVs and someone just says, "Okay, well, look at this channel, look at this video, look what's going on here," and to the uninformed person, it's gonna look pretty horrific, right? It's gonna look ridiculous. And that's because it really is. Um, PJ says if you have an e-bike, you have to register it for $200 at the police station. If it's not registered, we will take it away from you and charge you a $400 fine. Oh my God. Well, why would you register it if you're not allowed to ride it in the city? Or what, if you register it, you are allowed to ride? That seems strange, PJ. A little strange. But I mean, if Dearborn's doing that, or Dearborn Heights, that's the thing. It becomes just Me Tooism by local government. They're like, okay, well, what's this city doing? Okay, that sounds reasonable. Well, I guess we'll do the same thing. We have people crashing on e-bikes. I guess we should do the same thing. Like it can be broken down into very simplistic thinking, and that's not a good thing. And I'm almost done with my Kimmy Jack. Once I'm done with my Kimmy Jack, I will get a second Kimmy Jack, and then we will reveal my wheel that I just got today. Yeah, PJ, it won't let you post a link in a live stream chat or any YouTube comments, I don't think. But you can email it to me. Yeah, I can show it on screen. I don't know, this agave mule. It doesn't taste real good at the beginning, but it kind of grows on you as it goes down. Okay, I'm gonna get one more. But I mean, I should be done streaming by 10. I'm sure, maybe earlier. Alexa, turn on kitchen. Those of you wondering at home, I still have not received my FlashForge Creator 5 Pro printer. I talked about that the last live stream 2 weeks ago. Still have not gotten it. Still have not gotten a ship notice either. It's annoying. All right, so now this time, as I said, I have flavored Cayman Jacks. This is a Cayman Jack Paloma, which is kind of made with grapefruit juice, which I generally don't like, and agave nectar. So let's see how this is up front. It's kind of like the agave mule, a little rough in the beginning. Okay, got PJ's email. What is this? The screenshot. Okay. Okay, let me share. Oh, wait. Let's move that. Can I move that? Okay. All right. Let's... Uh-oh. Has my stream just... it's back. Okay. I think this site that you sent me has some weird scripts running. Sometimes, like some ad scripts can do weird shit to browsers. I can post a link, PJ. I can post a link here. I can do this. I can post a link in the live stream, but you guys can't. All right, so let me share the screen, share the entire screen. Here. And then we'll go like that. Okay, this is kind of what he said. Mayor Mo Badoun says e-bikes have become a serious public safety concern, with the city receiving an increasing number of calls about collisions involving e-bikes, pedestrians, and vehicles. It's dangerous. It's extremely, extremely dangerous. Yeah. Young riders. Yeah. A 9-year-old broke his collarbone. 11-year-old broke his arm. A 10-year-old broke his leg. So the council voted to ban e-bikes from parks, walking paths, recreation centers, and other city-owned property. Okay, so it's not necessarily streets. I see. But like from parks and stuff. Okay. This representative said you have some kids that are 7 or 8 years old going 30 miles an hour down a residential street. Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. When you say it out loud, it's definitely crazy. So the leaders are hoping that the steep fees to register a bike and the fines will give parents pause before purchasing e-bikes for their children and keep kids more safe. Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, ultimately it's the parents' responsibility, right? It's the parents' responsibility what their children are doing. And responsibility is not the most popular thing nowadays, from what I've been able to see in my day-to-day life. Being responsible isn't necessarily easy, isn't necessarily fun. So some people don't do it. All right. Hold on. Okay, let me catch up here quick. Brian McCann's here. What's up? It's been about 2 years since your California trip, and the mountains ran out to hit you. Yeah. When I crashed into the mountain, yeah, that was funny. Has it been 2 years? Yeah, I guess it has been. Yep. I don't plan to be crashing into any mountains anytime soon, Brian. But yeah, time flies. I was having a conversation with a coworker today about it's dizzying how much time flies the older you get. It's just, I mean, you blink and another year's gone by. It's hard to believe that that's been 2 years already, but it has. It definitely has. So, okay, here we go. Wait, let's see. Do I have a good voice that I could use for this? Let's see. What's a good voice? I think there's like an announcer voice. Let me try that. Announcer.
I should now sound like an announcer. Okay, so I did already give away that this was an emotion wheel that I have, so that narrows it down since I already have a number of emotion wheels. But the emotion wheel that I just received today, if you saw the picture of the box that I received, pretty big box, right? Some people will guess it was this wheel, some people will guess it was another wheel. The wheel I have, an emotion, B, or the 14th Fiat. You see it? I can pick off the announcer voice.
Okay, can you see it? Let me get that out of the way. There you go. Yes, an Emotion V14 Pro. A wheel that I never really thought I would have, really. Emotion reached out to me. It's ironic, the timing, because in the last live stream I was kind of on a little mini tirade about Kingsong and the annoyance that I had from their whole interaction with me when they asked me if I wanted to review the F18, and then later doubled back and said, oh well, we only want like extreme footage. We're looking for riders that are going to do extreme things, high energy extreme things on the F18. And my argument to them when they did that was, does it mean that you only want to sell to people that are off-roaders? You don't want to sell to someone that might ride the wheel on the road on a regular basis? Didn't make any sense. And then I don't want to recap the whole thing, but anyways, so InMotion originally was reaching out to me about the F18, a 16-inch off-road wheel. The week after that live stream, did I say InMotion of Kingsong? Sorry, getting them mixed up. Kingsong reached out to me about the F18. And then about a week after that live stream, I get contacted by InMotion, and they said, hey, would you be interested in doing a collaboration on the V14 Pro, which is kind of InMotion's answer to, well, the V14 Pro predates the F18, but they're in a similar space, similar-ish specs. I have the InMotion site up here because I want to talk about the V14 Pro. I remember when the V14 came out originally. The V14 is technically the Adventurer, and it had some issues when it first came out. Had some firmware issues. Wait, let me go back here and just catch up here. Greenmaster Mike, what's the topic? I just revealed the topic, Mike. Time is flying. I agree. Marty voice. Well, that wasn't Marty voice, was it? That was announcer voice. Yeah, Brian says, I blinked in 2025 came and disappeared. Yeah, every year has been like that for me for, I don't know, the last 10. And it just gets worse. So that voice sounds like Flight of the Navigator. I'm not sure what that is. InMotion makes great EUCs. They sure do. I have to tell you, I mean, just when you unbox this thing, I unboxed it a couple hours ago. I mean, it's unlike, I've unboxed wheels from all kinds of companies. It's unlike any other company when you unbox an InMotion wheel. Ever since the V13, they have this slick system where you just release 4 tabs at the bottom, plastic insert tabs, and then you take them out and you just lift the whole box off. Wheels right there, packed perfectly. It just feels like a high quality piece of equipment. It feels premium. And I'm not just saying this because he sent me the wheel. That's the way that InMotion wheels feel to me. The P6 feels like a premium wheel. The V14 Pro feels like a premium wheel. Just a very different wheel than a P6, but it's impressive. It really is. And I'm looking forward to checking it out and seeing how it works in the kind of things that I would put it through. Of course, I'll take it to the swamp, of course. But I'm more curious how it's going to be on the road. I'm going to give it a range test. How far can I go, like riding, 25 miles an hour on a V14 Pro? I'm curious about these things because I don't know a lot of people have tested those kind of things. Let me share the screen here. I'm looking at the InMotion V14 Pro is one of the things that are one of the wheels that is part of the promotion. What are they calling it? A midsummer promotion, or I don't know. They're selling the V9 again for $9.99, which is a fantastic value in my opinion. Probably one of the best values in electric unicycles right now. The V9 for $9.99. I'm gonna hide your comment there, and let's show my screen. Let's go like that. Okay. So here I am on InMotion World. Again, if you use that affiliate link in the corner, you can get there. But right now, the InMotion V14 Pro is $26.99. With the Pro, they improved a number of things. Visually, they changed the color schemes. The color scheme is kind of interesting, right? Orange and white and blue. I personally am an orange fan, so I don't mind it. But they upgraded the top speed. One of the things of the original V14s that some people complained about, I remember Alan out in California, he has a V14, or he did, I don't know if he still does, but was the 43 mile an hour top speed. Like he was running into that a lot. With the V14 Pro, the top speed is now 50 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour. And the torque also has been increased from 230 Newton meters to 276 Newton meters. I didn't realize that the V14 had a C40 motor. You may remember the C40 being mentioned in a lot of really high performance wheels. I think the Extreme has a C40 motor in it. The is it the what's the other wheel I'm thinking about that has a C40 motor in it? The P6 is in a C40. It's one of the Bigode wheels another Bigode wheel has a C40 motor in it. But didn't the EX30 have a C40 motor as well? Maybe. But the C40 motor is very strong. But when you look at this, 9,000 watts of peak power. Crazy, man. Crazy power. 75 miles of range. Well, maybe. I don't think I'll get 75 miles. That's for sure. It has a 2,400 watt hour battery pack. 50S cells. Is a 134 volt wheel. And I thought it was interesting as I scroll down here. You see some of the content creator reviews. None of these are the V14 Pro. Sean did. That looks like that's the V14 50S. I'm not sure what that one is that Jimmy Chang did. And this is a wrong way. Again, that might be the 50S as well. But I don't see anyone that did a review on the Pro. But when you look at the differences with the Pro, versus the original V14 with 50 GB batteries, which were kind of underpowered. You can see how they changed the color schemes too. They quickly went from the V14 50 GB to the V14 50S. Johnny Go Room, does he have this one, the 50S? And I think he might have the 50 GB. Because I know that he was one of the early people to have a V14, and he is selling it. Actually, I saw that he was selling his V14 for some reason. Range is the same between them. Same suspension travel, 85 millimeters. Supposedly can climb the same degree of incline, 50 degrees. That's very, very steep. But the big change with the V14 Pro is you see the increased top speed and torque, 15% faster. 20% more torque, so that is significant. But it's interesting, right? Because it still says the peak power of the motor is 9,000 watts. But yeah, I don't know if it's a firmware tweak with the Pro, but there definitely are significant improvements with the Pro. Blah blah blah. 85 millimeters of suspension travel, not a ton. Like a patent has 80 or 90 millimeters of suspension travel. It's a rear coilover design. I stood on it a little bit and gave it the hoppy test. Felt stiff. It felt stiff as is. I'm curious how plush I'm going to be able to get it through adjusting the shocks. It felt firm to me, and I generally the more plush and soft the suspension feels with my kind of riding, the happier I am. So I'm gonna have to do some experimentation to see what kind of tweaking I can do there. It's interesting. I believe this is the same. Where am I? There. Oh yeah, in the corner. I believe this is the same headlight that's on the V9. These pedals, I have the V9 right here. These have the same, it looks to be the same pedals that are on the V9 as well, which is kind of interesting, right? I think it's interesting. You can see the cool looking coil over here. Again, there's lots of adjustments on it. I'm going to have to see what I can come up with. I did install the kickstand. It's a very robust kickstand. Feels like ABS plastic, easy to install. The double click on the power button to put it in, kill the motor. One thing that it has is it doesn't have that awesome screen that the V12S has. Let me bring myself back here. Doesn't have that awesome screen that the V12S has, that the P6 has. It's a more conventional LED screen, nice and bright. I'm sure it's nice and visible. Simple, but I guess for a wheel that's designed primarily for off-road, it's fine. Has nice lift handles and bumpers. The battery is protected. You have a nice protection right here. You have protection up here. I was surprised that they include in the bag, in the box, they include a spare set of bumpers. I was looking at these and like, what are these for? And then I realized that these are replacement bumpers for the front and for the battery boxes. So that's kind of nice that they include that. They include these awesome side panels. Nice flat, hard, rigid side panels to put your pads on. Haven't done that yet. And they have the same pads that I basically got with the V12S. The standard in motion pads, which are fine for me. People that are really into off-road, they're going to want more aggressive pads that lock them in more than these do. But these are fine for me. And I don't have any complaints about what they include with the wheel for someone like me. So yeah, I was impressed with everything that comes with it. And just, I don't know if the camera does it justice, especially the way that you're looking at it now. Let me move this over here. Move this down. Maybe if I move this over. I mean, I mean, you know what I mean. Like when you touch something that is well made, you just you feel it, right? It just there's the look, the touch. It is just it's just it's as far as wheels go, it's a next level wheel as far as fit and finish goes. It really is. I feel the same way about the P6. P6 was like that too. All right, well, let me go back here. Brian's happy with his V12 Pro. Oh, I love my V12. I never had a Pro, but I love my original V12. Flight of the Navigator 85 sci-fi film. Alien ship kidnapped a human boy and brought him back 20 years later. Pee Wee Herman voiced the ship. Really? Okay. Have not seen it. Does the V14 Pro still have a tube tire? Let me just verify that. Yes. This one has a tube. That's it'd be better if it was tubeless for sure. The rim might be tubeless compatible. You might be able to convert it. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you would have space to put a tubeless valve in there or not. It looks pretty tight. So this does have a tube. Quinn says, I hope Float Wheel's next product is a VESC EUC. Are there rumors that Float Wheel wants to get into EUCs? Really? I hadn't heard that. I guess I can move this camera down a little bit, right? Down. Yeah, that works. Brian was one of those guys who got the V12 Pro for $999. Well, remember when they were doing that, they were selling InMotion V13s for $19.99, which was a hell of a deal as well. The V13 Pro. Green Master Mike says, I remember when everybody was giving Chooch over riding InMotion. Oh, how the tables have turned. What do you mean? Oh, poor riding InMotion wheels? Yeah. Well, I mean, Marty's talked about it on the stream. Like Marty used to make fun of InMotion wheels. He used to make fun of people that rode InMotion wheels. He said that people that had InMotion wheels weren't serious EUC riders. Yeah, he used to talk poorly about InMotion on a regular basis. He doesn't anymore, but he definitely did. Brian says, I prefer the black and orange color. Yeah, me too. I know Ronan hates it. Ronan hates the orange that's used on a lot of wheels nowadays. I like it. And I like that this even though it's kind of a weird color combination, blue, orange, white, it kind of looks, I don't know. I kind of like it. I like it. I didn't mention the charger. The charge mic over here. The charge ports, they're convenient. They're up top. They're not like freaking wedged underneath a handle in the front like it is with a Patton or other veteran wheels. You got 2 charging ports up top, easy to reach, and as long as you make sure to get the rubber seal or lid back in there firmly, they should be water protected. Trolley handle feels great. Great spring action, works really nice. That's one of the things people complained about with the F18. The trolley was like janky the way you had to use it. This is, again, it feels premium. It really does. Wonder if this has, no, this does not have USB-A or USB-C charge ports on it that I see. Not the end of the world, but that is a nice feature. And the charger, even though it has 2 charge ports, it comes with 1 charger, and it's not a it's not a super fast charger. It's a 3-amp charger. Of course, you could fast charge this, and my fast chargers would work with this. But it does come with a 3-amp charger, an XPE charger, which I've seen other manufacturers use as well. Getting the wheel configured was easy. All I had to do was connect to it with the app, and then I was prompted for a firmware update. Did that. Changed it to Imperial mode. Set the ride alarms, the speed alarms to 37 miles an hour. That's fast enough. I don't need to go any faster than that. And yeah, I'm good to go. I want to take it out. I'm going to ride it as it is. 'Cause like I said, I think the suspension is going to be, it's going to be firm. It's going to be too firm for me more than likely. But I'm going to ride it as it is and go from there and see what I think. I have a feeling I'm going to think good things. This one, like most InMotion wheels, has IP6 water rating, so it's very water resistant. I do not believe this wheel is UL certified, unlike other recent, like the V12S and the V9 are UL certified. I'm just looking at the specs. I guess I can share this again. I mean, the original V14 came out, or it was announced, what, maybe 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. So it's been out for a little while, but they had done some nice iterations to it. And this Pro seems like the best iteration so far. Oh, I thought I just shared that. So the nominal power is a 4,000 watt motor with a peak power of 9,000 watts. 86 pounds. It's not a light wheel. Again, that's similar in weight to my Patton, my original Patton. Patton S, I believe, is a little bit less than that. Because really, that's going to be an interesting comparison. This and my Patton, both 16-inch wheels, similar power. I mean, the Patton's 126 volt wheel. This is 134. So it's going to be interesting to compare. Okay, they have a video on suspension slide rail adjustment and motor inspection. Okay, I guess I'll have to watch that. Oh, so you can get a 500-pound shock that's suited for lighter riders. That might be something that I would probably actually like. You can swap out the orange panels for black if you wanted to. And yeah, okay. So those are the specs. Let me get out of here. Okay. Oh, so yeah, I saw this Sensei. So Kingsong reached out to me about the F-18. I replied to their email and they never got back to me. I guess my riding style was not extreme enough for them. Well, so yeah, I mean, Kingsong's, whoever is running that department in Kingsong, I think they're kind of not good at their job. Because I actually was reached out to Kingsong prior to this episode I talked about 2 weeks ago. And it was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago prior to that. They asked me, I think they actually asked me about the F-18 then as well. Asked me if I was interested. I said, yeah, sure, I'll review the wheel. And then they, much like you, they never followed up. And then they revisited it again in the most recent weeks, and they still kind of dropped the ball. So yeah, like again, if they want extreme off road riding, Sensei, I don't think you do a lot of that, right? So it's almost like they reach out to people before they look at their channel. It's like once they reach out to someone, then they decide to look at their channel and see what they do, which is kind of ass backwards. Quinn Foster says, "Send them my way." Damn, wait, I don't upload enough videos. Oh, King Song, yeah. I don't even really know what makes them decide to approach somebody or not. But my last correspondence to them was basically thanks, no thanks, and I'm not interested in working with you in the future. So I don't think I'll be reviewing any King Song wheels anytime soon, unless I buy one. Elon Knox says Pro is just a firmware update. So the 50 mile an hour top speed and the additional torque is all just because of firmware tweaking. You're saying that the hardware otherwise between a V14 50S and a V14 Pro is the same, other than the color scheme? I don't know enough right now to say differently, but I will be finding out. Elon Ox says the S16 Pro got new firmware, has field weakening and acceleration assist now. Oh yeah? S16 Pro, man, talk about a wheel that no one cares about. Almost like the S19. That's cool though. I mean, because the S16 Pro is priced well, right? Around $2,000. But isn't the S16 Pro, is that an 84 volt wheel or a 100 volt wheel? I don't remember anymore. So with the field weakening, how fast can you go on an S16 Pro? Elonox says you can flash the old V14 with new firmware and it'll have the same top speed as a Pro. Okay. With no caveats? Again, I don't know. I don't know enough to confirm or deny that, what you're saying. It's 86 pounds, PJ. It's oil shock. It is not, I think. I didn't see an air valve. I see no air valve. Let me just review the specs here to say about the suspension. Just talks about the suspension travel. It's 85 millimeter suspension with 17 levels of adjustable damping. That's a lot of levels. Hopefully it allows me to get it nice and soft for me. Supposedly you can remove, all 4 batteries in under 10 minutes. That's nice. That would make it very easy to get to the motor/tire. Fast charging support, even though it comes with a slow charger. Smart BMS, of course. Any modern wheel seems to have that nowadays. I'm looking for information on the suspension. Has to be an oil shock because I see no air valve. Okay, all they're doing is talking about the suspension travel again. All right. Let's see what this tells me. It's a progressive spring. I remember that. It has a progressive spring, linkage type coil shock suspension system. It utilizes coil springs. Dual stage has to do with it being progressive. Why does it? Okay. Oh, and it has 2 springs. That's interesting. I don't know what it's talking about. 600-pound front spring and a 970-pound rear spring. What is it talking about? No, it's that has to be. It has to be oil. Has to be. Huh. Oh, here's the 500-pound spring version. $178. I mean, is everything no? Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm confused. Interesting. Anyways, I'll have more answers for you, PJ, when I dig into it more. Go back here. There we go. V12 Pro has a tube. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the V12 has a tube. Greenmaster Mike says, I think they need to start making all white unicycles, kind of like Star Wars theme, like NOSFET did with the limited white arrows. They did? I didn't see any white arrows. I totally missed that, Mike. Well, remember in the good old days, they used to have color options with wheels, which has kind of gone away. Like I remember when I had my Kingsong S18, you could have a white one or a black one. With the Kingsong 18XL, you could have a white one or a black one. They got away from that. I guess it's cheaper to just make one from a production standpoint. It's cheaper just to make one color in a wheel, and you just do not see color choices anymore. Brian confirming Marty was a Begode Gotway snob back in the day. Yep, sure was. V14 charge limit. Well, it says I can fast charge. Let's see if it shows this charging. Shows that you can go up to a 16 amp charger. 16 amps. Fast charging. Scamster, what's up, buddy? I'm not around much these days. EUCs as a hobby doesn't interest me much anymore. Oh, really, Scamster? Really? Just means of transport if I need it. I hear you. You're more into 3D printing? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, my involvement with EUCs has definitely lessened over the last 3 to 4 years for sure. Definitely. I still like them. I still really enjoy riding them. But it's nowhere near what it was at one time, which is fine, man. Interests change, hobbies change, and you're always welcome here, Scamster. Regardless if you're riding EUCs on a regular basis or not, it doesn't really matter to me. Brian McCann says 2023 first V14. Yeah, because and the reason that I knew that was I still have been continuing to listen back to old live streams. I'm up to live stream number 87, I think, which is 2023. It was, I think that one was Labor Day 2023. And in that live stream, I was talking a lot about the V14. And we were talking a lot. That was around when Chooch had his keep burping from the Cayman Giant. When Chooch had his crash on the Extreme. I don't know if you remember the big controversy about that, where Chooch said that he was going like 32 miles an hour and the Extreme cut out on him. And then there was like all this forensic analysis of the video that was posted, and people were going frame by frame, and they were counting how long it went. The road markers were passing to try to calculate his actual speed. And some people estimated that he was actually going closer to 50 miles an hour when it cut out. But I remember when that happened, like a lot of people were like, "Oh, wow," because that was Chance's baby, and a lot of people had a negative view of the Extreme after Chooch's well known and well publicized crash on it. Brian needs a Fat Boy shock. All right, well then we should switch. If you get a V14, I'll send you this shock, and I'll put the 500 pounder in mine. I might legitimately do that, or I really might, depending on how this feels. If I can't get it soft enough, I might go to the 500-pound spring. And looking at that 500-pound spring, there only is one spring, so I'm not sure what AI was talking about there. AI can sometimes give you some bad information as well, as if you didn't know. Is that a air valve there? No. No, that's not an air valve. Your Master Mike says they have a DS200 shock system with a V14. Yeah, I mean, it looks like standard components would work on this. Marcus, Sweden. Howdy, guys. Have I missed any fun discussions? Well, I opened up the live stream talking a lot about various things to try to kill time, waiting for people to come in. But it seems like we don't have a huge turnout tonight because I think a lot of people are watching World Cup soccer. Probably, I didn't really think about that. Talked about recent movies that I've watched. Mike just sent me the shock. That's a 550 shock. Okay, so similar in price. Oh, that's from eWheels? Okay. Yeah, I wonder what they charge in shipping. Sometimes eWheels shipping prices are kind of insane. But maybe I'll look into that. I need to try it as is though. For sure. And Marcus, I also revealed, it's kind of blocked by the mic right now, the new wheel that I am going to be doing a review / collaboration with Emotion about the V14 Pro. That was the big thing. And the other thing I mentioned was I've changed this stream to only be a horizontal format instead of vertical. And there was a whole discussion about why at the beginning of the stream. Brian McCann says Kingshan ghosted a lot of channels, even extreme riders. Reddy, who rides roads but very fast, got ghosted too. Really? And whatever. The whole experience really kind of turned me off the Kingshan. I was already turned off the Kingshan. It turned me off more. Greenmaster says the S16 got new firmware. That's what the guy was mentioning. Great, quicker cutout times. Oh yeah, right. I mean, new firmware that gives more performance is great as long as the hardware will support it, right? Without, I just noticed this picture that you sent me, Mike. Wait, let me show it on screen. He sent me the picture of the e-wheel shock, and then, but if you see at the top, there's me. There's me with the chair, my chair turned to the stream as I was messing with the wheel. That's kind of funny. Okay, here we go. Brian says I was interested in the V13, then it got pulled. Haven't seen it again for sale by Emotion. No, they're done. They're done selling new V13s. I think you know this, Brian. Maybe not, but I have a V13 that is the only wheel that I can ride seated comfortably. I have been messing around with putting an auxiliary seat on my Commander GT Pro Plus. And I have been able to ride that seated using that additional ugly but effective seat. But yeah, as far as seated riding, the V13 is my favorite wheel to ride seated on. It just feels so comfortable and smooth and stable because it's a big 22-inch wheel. So Mike says it's an air shock. It's an air shock. I don't see a valve on it, Mike. Am I missing it? Where is there a valve on there to add air? I'll dig into it more. Like I have the manual right here. Let's see. Does it talk anything about adding air to the shocks? Let's see. I briefly went through this and I did not see anything about it. Oh, did you know this has a pedal angle adjustment? You can adjust the dihedral. I didn't know that. The V14 Pro has that. That's nice. Yeah, I mean on the shock diagram and on the instructions, Mike, it says absolutely nothing about adding air to the shocks. Yeah, nothing at all. So I don't know. I'll find out. That's all I know is that I will find out. Idaho roaming gnome has never heard anything about a white NOSFET arrow either. Me either. Never heard about it, never saw it. Who was selling it? Is that like a direct from NOSFET thing? Ryan says you can have any color you like as long as it's black. Yeah. That wasn't that what Ford used to say about the Model Ts, I believe? Idaho roaming gnome, the white and black F18 prototype looked sick though. I haven't seen a white one. Do they have a white F18 prototype? Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool to give consumers a choice, but I guess again, it's a dollars and cents thing. Your production costs go up when you're making two colors as opposed to one. Scamster says he has 12 printers now. Really? Have you gotten or are you going to get a FlashForge Creator 5 as well? Because you have a Snap Maker U1, don't you? Don't you have one now with your various Bamboo Labs? I thought you said you did. You're at a weekly market store here in Canberra. Print 3 days a week and work the market on Sunday. Cool. I'm sure that keeps you busy. Idaho roaming gnome referring to Chooch's crash. Yes, after Chooch's crash, then came Chooch's crash out. Yeah, he did crash out big time. He was pissed he fell. He's pissed that he broke his Insta 360 again. Yeah, he was very, very vocal after that, which I'm sure impacted, at least for a while, it impacted the sales of the Extreme, I think, for sure. Elon Onyx is not sure what the top speed of the new S16 firmware is. Nice it has some new life, though. Yeah, sure. Well, I'm trying to think with the Pro, because they had is this the S16 or the S16 Pro? Because they had the S16 Pro, which had a higher top speed, which was, what was it? 30, was it 37? Could it go 70 kilometers an hour? No, 70 kilometers an hour is 43. Maybe 60 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean the S16 is it's an affordable wheel, has some cool lights. If you're into LED lights, I mean the S16 is a great wheel for that. Bluetooth speakers, it's okay. I think I rode one for about when I was out in California the one time, I rode one for all of 45 seconds, I believe. Marcus says, have you guys seen the Rhino one-wheel motorcycle? He started already in 2010. The earliest videos are from 2010, 2011. I have seen that, yes. I have seen the Rhino a while ago, as you mentioned. Green Master Mike says, do you own a Lynx S lowered? The pedals got the seat. Best wheel I've ridden. No, but I have seen other people mention that, Mike, that the lowering kit for the Lynx S is nice. The seat, is this the Libra Kim seat or another seat, a third party seat? I never rode a Lynx S. I rode Larry Zarkov's Lynx quite a bit out in California, but that's actually what I crashed into the mountain, Larry's Lynx. And that's what I took to Fullerton Loop as well. Okay, so Scamster did not get the Flash Forge. You get another U1 or two. So you're not interested in the Flash Forge? I've heard good things about it. Surprisingly, really good things, and it's even cheaper than the U1. Actually, the biggest negative is something that I've been dealing with because I pre-ordered the Creator 5 Pro, which has several additional features as primarily being fully enclosed, having a heater for the build area. It was like $150 more, and I paid for early bird air shipping to get it quickly. And originally, when we placed the order, they said that they were going to prioritize the Pro orders because they're more expensive printers. They're going to get them out first. It was supposed to be like mid-May, and we're approaching a month later. And as far as I know, no one has received a Creator 5 Pro yet. There's been a bunch of people that have gotten just the plain Creator 5s. A Creator 5 is great for just doing PLA and TPU. But it is open. It's an open door, open front, open top, but that's not a huge deal with PLA or TPU. So yeah, I'm going to be interested in comparing that to my U1 for sure. I just wish I hate when companies, when individuals overpromise and underdeliver. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, and this is a very good example of somebody doing that. Hold on. Hold on. Marcus Sweden was tempted to get a Rhino back in the day, but didn't seem to go anywhere with manufacturers. Well, yeah, not surprising, right? So you got an EUC instead in 2016. Okay, well then you've been riding about as long as me, because I think my first EUC was in 2016. My 9.1 E Plus. Rhino was a fun concept, though. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Scamster is also a channel member, by the way. I can see that by the logo next to his name. I've got to go, but there are brands like Flash Forge and others I generally don't like. They seem like temporary printers to me. Love the U1 though. Okay, cool. I mean, my first printer was a Flash Forge when I got into 3D printing eons ago, and I don't know. Like I got that printer, never looked at them again, but I don't know. I've heard lots of good things about the Creator 5 Pro, so I'm taking a flyer on it. Brian says, I still say too many EUCs are overpriced at releases. Well, that's been one of my biggest complaints for a long, long time is the pricing of EUCs. It's been crazy. Now the V14, I think when it came out was $3,000 plus. It might have been $3,300 or $3,400. So it has come down considerably. But when you have wheels, I mean, the Emotion P6, I love that wheel. It's a great wheel. As good as it is, I could not just some people guess that I bought an InMotion P6. No. I cannot justify, especially with the amount of riding that I do nowadays, getting a P6. Like if I was riding a wheel every day to work, as it was like my main source of transportation or my commuter wheel, okay, I guess I could justify it more. But as is, I cannot justify spending $5,000 for a wheel. I can't do it. And there's a number of wheels that come out at $4,000 plus. There's a percentage of people that money is no object, and they can pay almost anything for a wheel. People like Marty, and then there's others like that. But that's not me. And just in principle, I shouldn't say that. I would buy a P6 if I was in a position where I could sell a number of my wheels to offset the majority of that cost. Like, let's say I sold enough wheels that I only had to lay out $1,000 for a P6. Yeah, then I would do it. But I'm not really looking to do that right now. PJ says, who was it that crashed in the V13 when it first came out? Some dude who crashed in the woods. In the woods? That's not ringing a bell. It wasn't a wrong way, was it? Let's see. Who would be riding a V13 in the woods? Because it really is not a wheel that would excel being ridden in the woods. Yeah, I don't know, PJ. It's not ringing a bell. Yeah, Rhinance was the Rhino, the seated moto unicycle. Yeah, that's what he's referring to. Yep. I can show you. I can show you a Rhino. Yeah, I very much remember these things. That's what it looked like, and I remember seeing these. Seeing a video of this prior to getting into EUCs, and thinking that looks very difficult to ride. I thought, how could he do this? It's
Running your first 5K? Hard. His first day, cartoon.
Turn the sound off. And it never looked like it was going very fast either. Had a very fat tire on it. I would imagine that would be kind of difficult to turn, right? I wonder what they sold for. Could not have been cheap. Let's see, Rhino for sale. Oh, what is this? That almost looks like a Rhino, doesn't it? On AliExpress? Oh, not quite. $1,200. 22-inch, really? Wow. Look at that. That looks very high quality. Let's see. How fast does something like this go? It's all in Chinese. You gotta have the women on here. Let's see, where are the specs? So it's $1,200 with $944 shipping. Okay. There's no specs. Uh, 31 kg. Okay, this one only has a 17-inch tire. 60-volt system. Battery life of 30 to 90 kilometers. That's quite the range. Oh my God, top speed 20 kilometers an hour. What is that? Isn't that like 12 miles an hour or something like that? 500-watt motor. Yeah, that thing's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. Don't buy it. But yeah, the Rhino was interesting. It was interesting. But it says here that the Rhino weighed 160 pounds. Very, very heavy. What? I'll check it out. This just came up. This is a site. Buy now for $5,300. Oh my God. Look at this thing. Well, you can't see it probably. It had a range of 10 miles and a top speed of 10 miles an hour. Okay. Let's see. There's no way they're still in business, right? Server not found. What a surprise. 10 miles of range, 10 miles an hour. Not very exciting. Oh, yeah, I could talk about that. I forgot about that. Idaho roaming gnome. The P6 crackgate issue now. Yes. There's been people that have reported cracking in their battery case. Now, as far as I know, the batteries themselves are actually like encased in silicone or something. So even with a small crack, I don't know that you're actually risking anything, but you don't want to crack the battery case, obviously, right? And InMotion, to their credit, has gotten out in front of the issue. I saw a video where some guy from InMotion demonstrated the cases that are cracking versus the new and improved ones. And they had like one of the sides, I don't know, across cinder blocks or something, and he had a steel ball and he dropped it on one of the old battery cases and it cracked right in half. And then he took the new and improved battery case, did the same test, and she was dropping the ball from, I don't know, 3-4 feet, and it just bounced off. So I guess that's the solution that they're coming up with. The question is, how are they going to handle that? I don't think that they're going to say, okay, customer, here is some new battery cases. Remove your batteries and carefully move them across to the new cases. I don't think that's the way they're going to handle it. They're probably going to swap packs, maybe just give someone a brand new pack. I mean, that's the only viable way I could see that they would handle this. So yeah, that's annoying. You know, when you're paying $5,000 for a wheel, problems like that are going to annoy you even more. Okay, Idaho roaming gnome, check with Rob Fail from Next Gen, and said that they never made white arrows. What is that, like an old wives' tale? Roaming gnome. Casey Bretthauer made one custom and pretended like it was a limited edition. He fooled a bunch of folks. Okay, now you said that, I do remember seeing that. I think, yeah, he took the panels off and painted them white. He's a weird dude, isn't he? He's been involved in a lot of kind of questionable, weird situations over the years. He was real big into 3D. I think he's 3D printing pedals. And I didn't think that you could 3D print pedals that were strong enough to be viable, but evidently you can. I'm not sure what material he's using to 3D print those, but he is 3D printing pedals. It's very interesting. I would be curious to see what the long-term durability of them is. So Brian said he rode one of these, and top speed was 25 miles an hour. Okay. Marcus says the original Rhino, which must have been what I just saw, was slow, 10 to 15 miles an hour max. Cost was said to be about $5K. Well, that link said 5,300 in 2012. That made me less interested. And then the EUC arrived. All the Chinese knockoffs came too. Okay. Brian says his friend's was 1,000-watt motor. Okay, well, yeah, he must have had a beefed up Rhino, man. Nice. He bought it off Amazon for $800. Really? Okay. Green Master Mike said Vertex made a white kit for the Arrow. I'll look that up real quick. Vertex kit for NOSFET Arrow. So Vertex makes pads as well. Okay. So this is what he's talking about. Well, it's just pads though, right? It's not making everything white. If this is what you're talking about, right? You know, it's battery pads, it's a seat, it's a handlebar cover. So, I mean, but you still see that it's black here. $285. Not cheap. I still haven't gotten the I talked about in the last live stream that V12S seat. I did actually get a ship notice on it now. So it is supposedly going to be shipped. So that'll be another addition that I will have to mess with. install a seat on that big ass seat on the V12S and see if I can ride that thing seated. That would be pretty crazy if I could. Greenmaster says, I don't know where you saw it. The whole damn thing was white. Everything handle. Well, you know, Idaho Roaming Gnome said that might have been Casey. That's where you saw it. And he might have literally just taken the panels off and painted them. Which you could do. You know, like Marty did with his Lynx S. He painted it blue. Like he did with his Sherman L. He painted it red. So you can do that if you want to put the time in. Idaho Roaming Gnome. Yes, Casey is very odd. He's been involved with a lot of controversies over the years. Yeah, he's had a lot of fights with dealers too. I'm trying to think of one of the recent ones. Oh, I think it was EVs, right? I think him and EVs hated each other. But like he doesn't seem to have an issue with publicly trashing dealers. So yeah, I think there's been more than EVs that's happened. Ryan says InMotion needs to work on the clear plastics for their lights. What do you mean? What about them? What's wrong with the clear plastic on the lights? Only turned off. Yeah. I don't know. The clear plastic on the V14 Pro looks pretty clear to me. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, I'm almost done with my Cayman Jack. I'll finish this up and then it's almost 10 o'clock, so it's about as late as I wanted to go anyways. Yeah, Vertex, wow. So with Vertex you can I'm not sure if I even heard of Vertex. I don't know if I've ever even heard of them. But look at all these different colors. And are they 3D printing these things? That I can tell you, as someone that's 3D printed for a long time, to 3D print something like that, those kind of parts would take a long ass time, man. Oh yeah, long time. So Brian says that the clear plastics on InMotions are dull. Really? Okay. I haven't really noticed that, but I also don't ride at night hardly ever. Mike's painting your Lynx S. Cool. So are you glad you got a Lynx S instead of a P6, Mike? And do you still have your Master V4? Oh, the side? Yeah, that's true. Well, like the V12, yeah. Yeah, the V12, you know, that has the side LEDs, and yeah, it isn't very clear. It's not as visible as I would prefer. And same thing with the V12S. Actually, it's that side LED. You can see it, but it could be more visible. I guess they do that on purpose. I guess. Marcus Sweden regarding crash outs. Mr. Wrongway's public crash out when his girlfriend dumped him is hard to beat. Yeah. Well, I mean, Wrongway's had a bunch of crash outs. And how many times has he quit and come back to YouTube too? 2 or 3 times, I think. He's had a lot. Let's just say he's had a lot of ups and downs, right? A lot of ups and downs. Idaho Roaming Gnome says, yeah, him and EVs was the most recent. Okay, with Casey. I think it was related to the Lynx motherboards blowing related to his USB port mod he was selling for a hot minute. He's been selling a lot of things. I didn't know he had a USB port mod. Really? What, to add a USB port to a Lynx? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he was doing that. Yeah, he seems determined to make a living off the EUC hobby, but I don't know how well it's going for him. EVs wouldn't replace the board under warranty. Well, that seems legit from EV's standpoint, doesn't it? If you're gonna put a third-party modification to a system board and the board fails, that's kind of on you. At least that's my initial reaction. Yes, Idaho roaming known wrong ways had several crash outs. Yeah. Moving to Canada. Yeah, remember he was going to move to Canada. Not only the girlfriend thing, but then the whole blowout with EVs. How EVs supposedly wasn't paying him for referrals, and yeah, I got ugly. I got really ugly. Green Master Mike still has the Master, and I do not regret it. 1,000,000% the purchase of the Lynx S. You do not regret the purchase of the Lynx S. The P6 will be next year, but I need an all-around wheel. And the Lynx S is the number one all-around wheel. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, for street and off-road, yeah. I would say that's pretty true. Brian says, wrong way in Monacat. That was years ago. His bicycle phase didn't get views. Yeah. Yeah, remember when he was yeah, it's funny. Like he's had a lot of reversals. Like I remember, when he was shutting down the wrong way channel, and he has a secondary channel. I don't even remember the name of it, but he was pushing nothing but like he was proud that he was doing nothing PEV related. He was doing bicycling and he liked that and he liked the exercise he was getting and just the feel of not going so fast and I think all the points he made were valid. They were good points. But then I guess when financial reality struck, he's like, shit, and I guess I better go back to EUCs because that's the only thing that people watch. I saw he rated or he reviewed a scooter too recently. It seemed like a pretty shitty scooter. So again, he's trying to survive being a YouTube content creator for primarily EUCs. That is not an easy thing to do. Most definitely. And then, of course, you have his wholehearted endorsement of putting SBD pedals clips on your wheel. And then he promptly goes out and breaks his foot because he didn't release from the SBD pedal. I don't know if hopefully he removed that video where he was endorsing putting SBD pedals on electric unicycles. And there were a number of people that said, "Oh man, what a great idea! Being locked in like that, being locked in so securely." No, not a great idea. Oh, the Idaho roaming gnome. He got into the walking only era too. Really? I don't remember. Was there a walking era? I don't know if I remember the walking era. He's definitely had a lot of errors, for sure. But I think he's I think Adam's a smart guy. I think he's a talented guy. Yeah, he's a musician. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems like he's still trying to kind of find his way, which isn't an easy thing. It's never an easy thing. So, okay, guys, we're running right up here till 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to shut it down. I have a lot of testing to do on this wheel. I have a lot of testing to do. I just want to get it out there that that is going to be my focus in the upcoming weeks. And I look forward to sharing it with you guys. I appreciate everyone that stopped in tonight. Like I said, it's a kind of an odd time, kind of stepping on World Cup coverage, I believe. So I'm going to shut it down. I will talk to you again soon. Look for my V14 Pro series coming soon. Tomorrow's Friday. Thank goodness, right? That's all I have for now. Have a great night. Until next time, Stuff Man out.